An absolute pleasure. We're going to catch up with someone that's been in the industry for over 50 years, celebrating it now. He's from New Zealand. His name is Brendan Dugan, and he joins us now. Brendan, what an achievement, 50 years in this industry.
It's a bit frightening, really. It's actually quite a little bit longer than that. I started this as a kid, really, so it's been a while.
And still in the charts right now, which is pretty exciting, isn't it?
It's very exciting because I've never really spent a lot of time in Australia or doing Australia or working there. I spent a lot of time in the States, but not in Australia. My early career, when I was about 17, I did the Red Lindsay show and all those sorts of things. And never really went back. I was a naughty boy not to do that. Hey, now's the right time. If that's the way it is. That's fantastic.
Well, it's clear that you have already got a foot into the industry and you're well respected because you've hit the charts this week straight up into number 14 first weekend. So congratulations. That's a huge jump here for these charts.
Yeah, I'm just starting to understand all these charts over there. Ali Cook rang me this morning. She said, you're number 14, and I couldn't believe it. And I thought, that's absolutely wonderful. And I thank you guys for all the support over there. It's been fantastic.
Having a look at some of the things you did back in the early days, going back now to looking about 1980, heading over for one of your first trips to the US, you had the opportunity over your course of time there to actually perform at the Grand Ole Opry. A lot of people would see that as a lifelong dream. Tell our listeners about that experience.
The funny part about it was I got a call about 24 hours before, and I was in Texas, in Fort Worth, doing Billy Bob's. And they said, we want you in Nashville by the morning. And I thought, this is going to be good. So we drove through the night in an absolute storm. Took us 11 hours to get through, and basically got there, and 2 hours later we were on the Grand Ole Opry. So I think the lead up to it took away the nerves a wee bit, driving through all those weathery conditions. But the money means nothing for the Opry. It's just something that you dream about, and every country star does dream about. And to do that was just something very, very special. I also worked with at a television show there with a lady called Barbara Mandrell, from the Mandrell sisters.
I wanted to ask you about that. Back in the early days, I used to think Barbara Mandrell was the hottest thing you could see in country music. What was she like in person, mate?
Well, you were pretty right what you just said, actually. In person, she was an absolute sweetheart. She actually asked me to tour with her, and we couldn't do it because I had a contract back home. And mostly that was the mistake we made in Nashville. To get someone like that to offer you something like that is just really, really something special. You think about it now, no regrets, but if we had done it, things might have turned out a wee bit different.
We're speaking to Brendan Dugan, and he's got his new single on the charts, and it's called Honky Tonk Heroes. Tell us how this song came about for you.
A good mate of mine by the name of Richie Pickett here in New Zealand, who passed away 7 years ago, he wrote the song and used to sing the song, and he just said to me one day, I'd love you to record that song. And I did a few years back. I sang it at his funeral, and I promised him at the funeral, not that he could hear me, that I would do something with that song. It's taken all this time that Ali Cook again picked the song up and said, we need to do something with this song. It's a great, great song. That's how it all happened. Richie be looking down on us or looking up. I'm not sure which way, knowing Richie. He was a bit of a hangman. He was the Jerry Lee Lewis of New Zealand. He was a great performer and a great, great guy and a very good friend. So I hope he's looking down and saying, thanks, mate.
Are there any plans in the next couple of years to come back over to the Land of Oz?
Well, I think we're going to have to now with what's happening with the nice comments I'm getting from Australia, and I think my voice is a little bit different to a lot of them, and I'm very, very lucky that at my age I've still got what I consider a good voice, which I treat as a musical instrument, really, you know. And I would say definitely. It's only a hop, skip, and jump across the Tasman now anyway.
And of course, if you want to know how to get a hold of Brendan's music, you can hop onto Brendan's Facebook pages and all his social media, and you will find it there. And also Key2 Music have it on there as well.
That's the one.
Brendan, thank you very much for joining us tonight. We are going to play your song. Here he is, Brendan Dugan and Honky Tonk Heroes.
Why has God taken my honky tonk heroes? He's got them playing